messages out.
Yeah.
I made a presentation at another event where for us and we did a B2B conference. The ambassador spoke. The Ahad Mazhar was a minister who spoke. And of course we showed the pictures of the mountains and the hills and trying to convince people that it's beautiful, please come. And then I made the presentation and I just put out facts. And then the minister said, Imran, can you please give me that presentation? And I said, look, you can never negate perceptions with emotions. You can only negate perceptions with facts. We can yell and scream as much as we want. No, we're a great place, we're a beautiful country, we're beautiful people. You know, it's media that lies, it's India that lies, it's CNN that lies. No, present to people who we really are as facts. So, as I mentioned, the impact of terrorism related perception is only impacting Pakistan. So to neutralize that perception, we need to be strategic and we need to be focused. And I think of it as a phased approach. Who is it that we want to target as tourists to Pakistan? And which countries do we want to go to and ask them, please come to Pakistan? We really have to focus. We cannot just continue to go to the whole world and say, please come to us. Because when they do come, you don't have infrastructure. So if 10,000 people show up from Europe and they go to Swat or Giltar or Hamza, they can't find a toilet, they can't find a hotel, they will go back and they will say, please don't go to that country. They don't even have toilets. So we really don't want to go around without getting our ducks in a row, as we say. Let's do a phased approach to tourism. And what I mean by that is, there's a short-term, medium-term, long-term objectives that we should have as a country. I will only speak to the very short-term potential right now. Who should we be focusing? And my simple answer is what? We need to be focusing on religious tourism, not adventure tourism, not normal tourism, so to speak. Let's focus on religious tourism. And which religion do we want to focus on? Of course, Buddhism. We have everything. As Adnan and I always laugh, the Makkah and Medina of Buddhism is sitting in Pakistan. It is just a matter of letting the people know, and incidentally they all know already, that's why they're here. So it is just helping them, facilitating them, bringing them here. So most venerable sitting here, she has millions of followers. Once she comes, like our peers, the disciples will follow. And that is what our focus ought to be. And the reason I say Buddhism is the low-hanging fruit, of course we are focused on the Sikhs, and we want to bring the Sikhs, because Katasraj, other places, Kartarpur, they're all there. And we continue to do that. I'm not saying it's either or, but there's a few million Sikhs in the world. There are 600 million Buddhists in the world. And what do we need? 1 million to come? That changes the economic landscape of the northern areas of Pakistan. And then the other part that I always say, I used to serve, my father was Director General Hajj in Saudi Arabia when I was in college. So I had to go there, and every time I'd go there, Khudam Hajjaj duty. And one thing we all know, as pilgrims, the more pain you go through and discomfort, the more merit and sawab you think you will get anyways. So, since we don't have the infrastructure required by Buddhist monks and disciples is very humble. A clean room and a clean toilet is all they need. They don't need a 5-star facility. They don't need any of that. So what we need to be working on is, how do we attract large-scale Buddhist pilgrims, and from which country? Let's again be focused on that one. We'll say, okay, we'll go to Japan, we'll go to Korea. Well, yesterday the Japanese ambassador's wife was here. She's a friend. The Korean ambassador was here. And she said, we cannot allow our people from Japan to come to Pakistan, because the perceptions of security in Pakistan is a serious problem. And we cannot take the risk to have Japanese coming and going, roaming around all over Pakistan. And then there's a very, very simple reason behind that, and I know I'll be tarred and feathered by the agencies and the establishment. And the simple reason is that till we lift the NOC requirements from the ambassadors to roam around the country, they cannot allow their people to come. Just imagine 20 Japanese in a van going to Ahmedabad, getting into an accident. The ambassador's job is to be there in 5 minutes to make sure that those people are taken care of. But what will happen? He has to apply for NOC, it will take 3 days to get an NOC. By that time, he's already been recalled back to Japan, and he's already lost his job. So, we have to focus, and I say, okay, Thailand, Malaysia, Cambodia, Vietnam, Nepal. These countries, our agencies don't have a problem with them. China, we don't have a problem with them. Let's invite the Buddhists from these countries that nobody worries about. We don't think that they're going to come and create a security hazard for Pakistan. So we need to focus more and more on this. So anyways, that's the kind of focus I think we ought to be looking at. You've already heard between yesterday and today from Faraz, who spoke earlier, from my dear friend Prince Adnan. You have looked at the newsletter. You have looked at the kind of accomplishments that we can do. It will take time to take the perceptions, change the perception back to positive.